Hello everybody, this is Chris from the Silent GM, and welcome back to part 3 of the Master Duel Masochist series. When we last left off, we had won another game on ladder, so we have one master pack to open. A new season has started though, so we have been reset back to Rookie. Let's hope we can claw our way back into Bronze with this new pack. Another UR. Let's see if it's any good. Two URs. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, I sound like my grandmother. Magic Key Unlocking. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card while you control a Magic Key ritual monster or a Magic Key monster, special summon from the extra deck. Negate the activation. We don't have anything that can make use of this, I don't think. If we do, it's a pretty good counter trap. Fuma Shuriken. Equip only to a ninja monster. It gains 700 attack. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, inflicts 700 damage to your opponent. I don't believe we have a ninja either, so we can't make use of this. Triangle Ecstasy Spark. Until the end of this turn, the attack of all Harpy Lady Sisters currently on the field becomes 2,700. Your opponent cannot activate any trap cards, and negate all your opponent's trap effects. We don't have any Harpy Ladies either. A lot of stuff that's just not going to work for us on this pack so far. I'm hoping that changes. Goddess Bow. Must be special summoned with the Claw of Hermos using a warrior monster. If this card is special summoned, target one other face-up monster on the field, equip this card to that card. While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, negate the first effect activated by your opponent during each battle phase. If we can pull the Claw of Hermos, the Goddess Bow is not a bad card to have. It could be a good way to deal with some of our opponent's battle phase abilities. The problem is that it specifically requires the Claw of Hermos, which is going to be a stretch for us to pull. It can't just work with Poly or any other fusion card. Condemned Maiden. During your opponent's turn, you can activate one quick play spell from your hand. You can only use this effect once per duel. Even disregarding that, it is a 2,000 defender on a rank or on a level 4. So we can set this, our opponent's going to run into it, and then if we have any quick play spells, which I'm not sure we have any that are really impactful yet, we can then activate that during their turn to get use out of this. It's a good pickup. Head Judging. When a monster on the field activates its effect, you can make the activating player toss a coin and call it. If they call it right, send this card to the graveyard. If they call it wrong, negate that effect's activation, and if you do, change control of that monster to their opponent. This is a ridiculous card, but what it boils down to is we have a coin flip to negate our opponent's monster's activation, and then we take it. It's a funny card, and it's probably going in the deck. Our first UR, Worm Zero. If you've been watching my Duel Links Masochist series, we had a couple of worms, but this one is not going to be usable. We don't have any worms in our Master Duel deck, and we don't have any fusion cards even. We have one, but it's specifically for Destiny Heroes. And our last card from this pack, X-Saber Gotems. One tuner and one or more earth monsters. I'm pretty sure we can make this. You contribute one X-Saber monster to discard one random card from your opponent's hand. I'm not sure if we can summon this. If we can, it's a 3,100, which is, I believe, the biggest monster we have access to right now. It could be huge. It's unlikely, but it could be good. I believe we have a couple of legacy packs to open. Overcapacity. When your opponent special summons a monster, banish all face-up level 2 or lower monsters on the field. I don't think this is going to really see play in our deck. It's so specific. If it had said face-up level 2 or higher monsters, this would be an auto-include, but it's so unlikely that it's going to hit too much in our opponents. Millennium Scorpion. Each time this card destroys a monster on your opponent's side of the field and sends it to the graveyard, this card gains 500 attack. This card, first of all, it's normal summonable under our Mischief of the Gnomes. I know we have a few of those right now, but this is a growing problem that our opponent has to deal with. It will quickly get out of hand. That's a fun pickup. Sorceress Spell Wall. All monsters you control gain 300 attack during your turn only. All monsters you control gain 300 defense during your opponent's turn only. It's the best field spell that we've opened so far. I think this should make the cut over some things that we have in the deck. I'll have to double check though. And Card Advance. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, then place them on top in any order. You can tribute summon 1 monster in addition to your normal summon set this turn. Not bad, even just for that second effect that lets me tribute summon again. So I can normal summon one of our lower level monsters, activate Card Advance, fix the top of my deck, and then tribute maybe our Millennium Scorpion. That'll really put us ahead if we can do that early. I've added in our Millennium Scorpion that we pulled, as well as the Card Advance and the Sorcerer's Spell Wall. If you'll notice, I do have a couple of extra cards here that I didn't before. That's because I was forced to take them from the login bonuses. I will just not be using them. Don't worry about that. This deck is starting to really shape up into something. I don't know if that something is altogether good, but it's definitely better than where it was last time. So we'll save this off and hop onto ladder. Unfortunately, like I said, we have been demoted. Going first has been the best for us so far, so I'm going to keep up that trend. Going second hasn't particularly helped in any way. It's just let our opponents set up on us far more than we could. And especially with this new advanced draw, I'd kind of like to have that go. So this hand is not really where I want to be. I'm going to set the non-aggression area and rely on Checksum Dragon to keep me alive to next turn. I think I'm going to also activate the Sorcerer's Spell Wall. There's no reason not to. We're going to hope that we get the turtle so we can pendulum summon out the rest of our hand, but that is really reliant on our draws. I think our opponent is playing the Dragon structure deck. So Checksum Dragon is going to really put in some work here because it's going to completely wall this off. Plus, it's going to get an extra boost from the Sorcerer's Spell Wall. Smart man didn't attack. Unlike our opponent last game. I'm going to play a little reserved here, let my opponent play a little bit. I'd rather sit behind the checksum dragon for right now than sacrifice it for the Earl of Demise. Okay. Hopefully we can draw a normal summon. Nice. And this does beat over both of my opponents. We'll summon that. Hope that he doesn't have Rush Recklessly, honestly. I'd rather get rid of the Blade Knight. I've actually just finished recording the Duel Links series, and the difference between the ladder here and the ladder there is staggering. So it was kind of a blanked turn. I'm hoping that activating the non-aggression area will keep my opponent off of most things next turn so that I can draw into something usable. Because right now I'm kind of bricking on these level 5s, which is my own fault. I put too many of them into the deck because Mischief of the Gnomes makes them normal summonable. But that's on me. Floowandereeze and Robina. I want to do this. I would like to summon this, get my Eagle Eye, normal summon this, and then this will give me enough bodies to normal summon the Earl of Demise next turn, which will still not be able to get over this. So I don't know why I'm even saying it. Speaking of Mischief of the Gnomes, you're a little late. But we'll set it. We'll go to end step. Next turn, we're going to summon Earl of Demise, beat over their fusion. Unfortunately, we are just short of crashing into the salmon. And that Call of the Haunted is going to bring back their Blade Knight. Still not enough to get over our checksum dragon. But I'll beat over that with the Earl of Demise. Lots of back row, but nothing seems to be able to swing the game thus far. Here comes the blue eyes. And there goes my whole plan. Unfortunately, I don't really have an out to the blue eyes. So I will see what we draw and then probably go to the next game. Yeah, that Trap Tricks isn't going to do it. So we'll go to the next game. Second game of the day. Sushi Man Bun is a great name. That's incredible. We have the other half of our scales that we had in our last game. So Guitardle, if we can draw the Drummerella, we'll make real good use of it. We're going to set our Condemned Witch, or Condemned Maiden, that we just got. And I think I'm still going to set the Mischief of the Gnomes. On the off chance that my opponent is playing like an Xyz deck or a Synchro deck, I'd rather have the option to interrupt them so that I don't have to worry about them going crazy. Although I am betting they're going to be playing Sioux ships. Yep. I'm going to activate this here. All of their Xyz plays rely on 4s. So making all of their stuff 3 is going to be a big headache for them. This does mean that I'm on a pseudo clock, because the second they get to their turn, I'm pretty toast. Not bad. Didn't attack, which is weird. Unfortunately, this doesn't really fix anything. So I'm just going to set and go. Then activate Mischief of the Gnomes again. Although he is still going to be able to Xyz summon the Shirao. This Sioux ship, which will get him the... It'll get him the Catch of the Day and a card off the top. I am going to activate Mischief of the Gnomes. So that's hopefully the only Xyz play he's going to be able to make. Unfortunately, he does beat over both of my defenders. So I'm hoping that I draw... Oh. Is it not just daily scale? Oh, it's just a spell trap. In my Gunkin deck, I don't play that trap. I only play the Catch of the Day as a spell trap. So, more you know. If I can draw Advanced Draw or Drummerella, I think. Gardner doesn't really get there, though. We'll set it. Now we're kind of at the mercy of the Sioux ships, because we don't have another way to disrupt them. We've used both of our Mischief of the Gnomes that we have. There's another copy of it in the deck, but where that is, no one knows. Any of these that I give them is going to be a problem. The least problem is probably going to be Akura. It requires one of the Sharis on board to special summon itself, and its activate effect is the weakest of all of them, arguably. Yeah. Is he going to be greedy and attack into this, though? Yep, guess so. I need a way to summon the Spiral Serpent. If I can do that, I can get out from under most of this. This clears. I don't know what his back row is, but I think I kind of have to do this. The one time I don't respect the Imperm. So I can still clear off their Link monster. And I believe at the end of the turn, this gets unnegated. So this should go back up. Yeah, so now they can't beat over it, and I can go back in and hit the Sue ship with the 2600. Big old blank on top of their deck with the Ikora. See, that's why I'm saying that this is the weakest of the toppings. And he can't activate it again. Does he have anything other than Sue ships in his extra is the question. There's plenty of good rank 4s that you can run. One of my favorites is Utopia Double. It's a bit of a bummer, honestly. I'm pretty screwed here. He can't attack this next turn. Armored Bee to the rescue, I guess. Hopefully he doesn't have another Imperm. I was kidding. Alright. I can still clear this. My poor little Armor Bee gets run over, though. Well, next turn, I should say. He can't attack this turn. He has to skip his battle phase. So, assuming that this isn't a third copy of Infinite Impermanence, I will be able to clear this Sue ship. Are you fucking kidding me? Three copies of Imperm. All used to save arguably the worst Sue ship of the 3 extra decks. Unfucking believable. And a Raigeki. Just to rub a little salt into the wound. Do I have another way to clear a 2450? I'm not sure I do. I can't even wall it off with Checksum Dragon. Ogdoadic Origin. It's an aqua, not a reptile. Well, I'm going to activate this. I am going to set this. Just to try and survive another turn. If I can draw a reptile and it gets blown up, I can use Ogdoadic Origin to target something and get rid of it. Unfortunately, I believe this prevents targeting. Cannot be destroyed by my opponent's card effects. So it's not exactly immune to targeting, but it might as well be. I'm gonna guess these are Shari Reds, but I'm gonna attack into them anyway and be sad. Ash Blossom. He said his Ash Blossom. I mean, fair play to him. I don't have anything that really draws cards in this deck, so probably not the best play to set, or the worst play, I should say, to set Ash Blossom. Here comes the double attacking Gunkin. And I think that's pretty much game. So we'll see the next one. Three coin flips in a row. Very nice. This hand's not bad. I'm going to start with the Fabled and the Sorceress Spell Wall. And then hopefully we can get some tribute fodder for these big boys. But for right now, it's pretty solid. If my opponent has anything bigger than 1700, I'm going to be in a bit of a tight spot. But if he has anything that's like even or has more defense, I'll be able to beat over it with the Stimpack. That's disconcerting. This will special summon 2 more of itself from the deck or hand, which usually is followed up by some very large things getting summoned, like Egyptian gods, which I don't think I'm going to have a very good time getting rid of. Awesome. No Ra. Dragon Piper gets me that second body to tribute for one of these guys. And I'm going to deal some damage, go after the one in attack position. Hopefully this also gets them off of Winged Dragon of Ra or Obelisk if they are running it. Because they'll need to normal summon something else first before they contribute it. Slime Reactor. Or Reactor Slime, I should say. Soul Crossing, here it comes. Sphere mode. You know, I guess that is technically a divine attribute monster. Didn't expect sphere mode. I'd be in a much worse position if it was anything else. Unfortunately, I'm still in a pretty bad position because I don't have any normal summons right now. Heart of the cards, baby. It is a card that I can normal summon. That's what I asked for, so I'll take it. Okay. Let's hope that I can draw some follow-up for this. Because sitting behind a 2100 defender is not going to last very long if he's running any actual Egyptian gods in that deck. We'll tribute this. And go in for 2300 on one of the Disciples of Ra. This is a tight game, and I'm hoping he just doesn't draw too many shenanigans. Because this is winnable. This is definitely winnable if we can avoid him tributing for an actual Egyptian god. Because the second one of those makes its way onto the board pretty screwed. I'm going to set the humanoid slime, I think. Can I attack directly if this is on the board? Your opponent cannot target this card for attacks or by card effects. It doesn't explicitly say that I can't attack directly. I'm going to try it. What's the worst that happens, right? Yeah, I can't actually attack directly. So that's annoying. And I did put my humanoid slime in attack mode, which is not how you want to have it. That is definitely better in defense. But sometimes you gotta do silly things for science. Here we go. This is pretty much GG. I do have a chance. There is a chance. It's a very low chance. But if I can survive this turn, and I can find some way to attack with 3,400 damage over... Never mind. I think this is just GG. Grunica does not get me there, even close to it. Yeah, even with its burn effect. Alright. We fought hard. Next game. I get the feeling that we are going to get pretty aggressively steamrolled here. Just off the rip. This hand is very defensive. Gimmick Puppet Destroy and Checksum Dragon are going to be our bread and butter here. If we can get both of these on board and then Tribute for Dark Alligator, we can start doing things with Ogdoadic Origin. Little things. Very little things. But that might not matter because we're playing what looks like a full-blown Dark Magician deck. Question is, does he know how to pilot it in Rookie 2? What was that? Destined Rivals. Yeah, just gonna set get Destroy. Go to end step. Now he's gonna banish our face down with his magic circle. And then we are in a pretty tight spot because we're gonna get a lot of damage from the Dark Magician and the Magician's Rod. And he hasn't used any summons on his turn yet. This was all on my end step. So, at minimum, we're looking at 3,100. Actually, 4,100. My math is bad. History major, not math major. Eye of Timaeus. Gonna get something big. Probably the Dark Magicians, which will then split up into Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl when and if I can destroy it, which is looking more and more unlikely. Master of Chaos, okay. Target one lighter dark monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Cool. So we're pretty much screwed, because I'm assuming we're going to get back Dark Magician. Yep. That's a lot of damage. And he just needs 900 more to win, which I'm sure he has a normal summon for. Yeah, there we go. I don't even think it'll matter if I summon Checksum Dragon. I'm going to still try, on the off chance that I can pull a win out of my ass. It's almost as if he heard me ask if he knew how to play this deck, so he just decided, you know what, I'm going to do the whole thing and really make sure this guy knows I know what I'm doing. The Royal Mahad's nice, though. I'll admit that. I don't know why this guy is bumming it down Rookie 2. Must have taken a break or something. Pretty good on the coin flips this time around. We've mostly gone first. I always felt that dual field had way too much going on. Especially when you add in the trap hole graveyards. It's just overstimulating. Let's start with the flu. There's an off chance that they'll see it and bail. Yeah, I guess not. Worth a try. Gets 2 bodies out there. Means I can either... If nothing gets destroyed, which is very unlikely, I can summon the Spiral Serpent next turn. If one of them gets destroyed, I can set the Pegasus Twin Saber. Set 3 pass. Leave both my guys up? Now I'm concerned. I mean, do I just run out the Spiral Serpent? I guess. Just hope one of those isn't Trap Hole. Well, the summon resolved. Go to attacks. Labyrinth. That makes more sense. Labyrinth might be a problem. Well, we can't get over this. At all. Yep. This was never going the way we wanted it to. Let's just make this quick. And go to the next one. So we lost the coin flip, and we're going first again. Which means our opponent is making us go first. Interesting. So, what do we have here? Gimmick Puppet Destroy is going to just go into defense. And then the Phantasm Spiral Battle is going to be good if we can normal summon Earl of Demise over this. So I'm going to set it now. What I'm picturing in my head is my opponent normal summons a monster, hits into Gimmick Puppet Destroy, takes some damage, passes the turn to us. We normal summon Earl of Demise, Phantasm Spiral Battle, pop something my opponent has, and then hit for 2k. Is that what's going to happen? Probably not. Although it's looking more likely. Never mind. My opponent is playing Photons and elected to go second. That's an OTK, if I ever heard of a deck. Hopefully he messes up the OTK, so we have another chance. However, it's not looking good. There's that Galaxy Eyes that we desperately want in our own deck, so we can make use of Galactic Karubo. Now, theoretically, if my opponent does nothing else, well, there goes that play. But theoretically, if my opponent did not summon that, We could have survived and walled up. Here it just looks like we're going to clear. There are chances that we can get something positive from the top of our deck. If we get the Drummerilla, we can really go off. Mischief of the Gnomes. Okay. So we're going to set Mischief of the Gnomes. We're going to set Brotherhood of the Fire Fist. We're going to go to my opponent's turn. My idea is that somehow we survive our opponent's turn. They've destroyed this. We're going to activate Mischief of the Gnomes, summon Earl of Demise as a 4, activate Phantasm Spiral Battle, blow up his Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Hopefully we draw something to make it so that we can run into Soul Flare Dragon without crashing. Heart of the cards. No. Well, we're still going to do this. Is this once per turn? If it's link summoned during your opponent's main phase, you can discard. This doesn't do anything for him right now. I'm going to let it live for right now, and I'm going to probably regret that. Unfortunately, this is only in hands, so he can now make that. I think I activate this now anyway, just in case, but I'm pretty sure I'm screwed. Oh, that's very big. Back up to bronze after not winning a single game. I'm going to play one more game and hope that we can eke out a win so we can get some more cards for this absolute fucking pile. So far, the only way we've really been able to win is if our opponent is playing just a bog standard structure deck, or if it's an STK bot. And I unfortunately haven't seen a lot of either today. Let's see. Dragon Piper in defense is the play, probably. He is playing the dragon structure, it seems. So we can win this. Is he going to back to square one his own monster? He is, in fact, discarding a card to put his own monster on top of his deck. I'm not going to judge. If that's how you want to play the game, that is how you play the game of Yu-Gi-Mans. Set 2, pass to me. Okay. I'm very confused what just happened. And I'm thinking he is too. So I'm going to Star Seraph and activate Big Bang Shot. Get in for some pretty good damage. Assuming one of those isn't like Mirror Force. Okay. We have some follow-up plays that we can make. Setting Dragon Piper will keep us mostly safe. I believe the top card he drew would still be the Luster Dragon. So I'm assuming that card in hand is Luster Dragon. Because I don't believe he shuffled at any point. He's back to square one-ing again. Yep, it was the Luster Dragon. Is he targeting my card this time at least? Okay, good, good, good. Technically, the Amorphage is the highest attack we can run out here. Hopefully I can draw something better than that. Second Star Seraph Sage. Oh no, it's not the second. He back to square one. That's right. I was going to say, I didn't think we had to. But now my opponent has no cards in hand and is pretty low on resources. Discarding Luster Dragon was really not the play. If anything, I would have summoned Luster Dragon, discarded the Hex Sealed Fusion, and attacked for 19 instead of 1,000. If that's back to square one, he can't activate it again, because he doesn't have a card to discard to it. I'm assuming he's playing 3 copies. There's no reason he wouldn't be, and it seems like he just keeps drawing them. We'll run this out. I'm not going to bother setting the Phantasm Spiral, because I don't have a normal monster to activate with it, or to activate it with. So there's really no reason to risk it getting destroyed for nothing. Another back row. This is looking better and better for us. That's not enough to win the game, but it's really, really close. I'm just going to keep on the offensive. The sooner that we get rid of the rest of his life points, the less chance I have of him lucking into something to just completely ruin us. This deck does run Blue Eyes, and it does run, I believe, the White Stone of Legend, which can just summon Blue Eyes if I don't kill him before the end of that turn. Luster Dragon. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. I'm going to activate Checksum Dragon. I'm going to summon it to defense. Did he elect not to attack? Man, people really get confused by Checksum Dragon, huh? Last episode, we had that guy run into it when he didn't have to. This episode, he's just not attacking when he could run over any of the other 3 cards I have. We're just going to wall up, because I can't get over that right now. Which is really annoying. I need to deal 200 damage to him in some way. I don't have any burn cards except for Grunica, but Grunica can't get over that. One of my equipped spells is already in the yard. That targets spell traps. What are you doing? A win is a win. That was the weirdest game I have ever been a part of, except for maybe the Unchained game that I played in the Duel Links series. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I was fully tilted the entire game. Rank up back to Bronze Tier 4. 100 more gems. We'll open our next packs next episode. So since you've made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, give it a like and leave me a comment down below. I'll be putting this out every other week with the Duel Links series in the off weeks. If you missed any parts of the series, there'll be a playlist in the description for you to go check out the other 2 videos. Until next time, good luck out there.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.